I just muted Elisa. She just came on and I said, "Oh, I got to shut her up." Anyway, again, so here I am in the cold, frozen north. We're getting snow today. And Elisa and Frank are both like laughing. Some of us like snow once in a while. Anyway, I'm going to show three things. Three moves that if you are in your late 60s or especially after 70, you need to do every day. Are you ready for it? One of them you can do when you're down on the floor, but you can do it on the wall. It's so you don't have to go to the floor. And in fact, I can put my hands together here, okay, and act like I'm on the floor, and I'm pushing my butt back, so that means rib cage up. So I'm going to do these as a warm-up move. Hi, everybody coming on. These are the three moves that are very important. There's a lot of other ones, but these are very important. Put your hands together and just bring your hands up using the help of your other hand. If you have a wall, you would put your hands on the wall. But if you don't have a wall, just put your hands right here and then push your butt back. See that? So I'm going to come down. I'm going to act like I'm putting my hands on the wall. And I would even lean into the wall, or I would be on the floor, going into what's typically known as the downward dog, okay? So that just means, look at a dog stretching. You could do it here. See this? See, I'm gonna go right into it, right here on the chair. I could be doing this on a wall. Then I'm gonna step in. Then I'm going to come up. Then I'm going to bring those arms right up here so that my elbows, I'm looking at my elbows. Now here's the thing. When you're doing this kind of a move as a stretch, do it as a dynamic stretch. What does that mean? That means you just move through it and into the next move, okay? So here we go. Elbows are together if possible. Don't force them. You're helping to come up here. We've done this before in here, by the way. This ain't nothing new. Then we come down. Then we actually push into our elbows. And at this point, if you wanted your little balance pad on your chair, that would be good. You could do that. Then you're going to step back. You're going to push your butt back. And you're going to really stretch back as you're trying to stretch your arms up. So it's kind of a push-pull. Then you come back in. See, I don't just sit there for a long time. Then I come up. Here comes that dynamic component. And now I'm not just putting my hands up here. I'm trying to get my thumbs, my hand behind my head. You see that? Then I come down. Then I press into here. Then I push the butt back as I push forward. So it's a push-pull. If you can get that push-pull going, wow, does that help all through the connectors, through your shoulder, all through your lats, which is one of the biggest muscles in your back. Then you come back in. Then you step in. You drop your butt just a little bit. And right here, you keep your shoulders down. Then you come up. Then you bring those hands back. You use one hand to help the other hand. Keep your elbows in. And you bring your thumbs to the base of your neck, okay? And some of you might say, "Ma, I just don't move that way." I understand. I'm wanting you to approach this kind of motion to open you up. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. See, my thumbs are right at the base of my neck. Then I bring it back down. You notice I'm not sitting on a move. I'm transporting us into a dynamic move. Okay, push your butt back. As you push your hands forward, take a big deep breath, big deep breath. Now drop your butt just a little bit. Drop your butt. Drop your butt. Now bring the butt up. Press in. Step forward. Step back. Roll into the heel. Then you step forward. Step back. Your elbows are down. Your shoulders are down. Step into your heel. Take a big breath. Through the nose. Yeah. Then step up. Then press down. Put your hands together and come back and bring those thumbs right to the base of the neck. And now push your hips forward. Hips forward, hips forward, hips forward, hips forward, hips forward. And then you come back down. So you don't hold it. You go into the move slowly, then move back out. Then you step nice and wide. You turn your toes out, which is what we did the other day. We're going to do it both ways. So my toes are out just a little bit. See that? Drop your shoulders. Breathe in with your nose. Okay, this is one of the moves I want you to do with your gardening people. Chrissy, see this? There's going to be many people that are big time gardeners. Some of them move smart and some of them don't. You got to know a hip hinge. You see what I'm doing? So see, I'm doing this as a preparatory stretch, but it's a dynamic stretch. That means it's moving. So right then I said rib cage up, drop my shoulders, breathe in through my nose, hip hinge, push my butt back. My toes are out a little, like 45 degrees, no more than that. Okay, you see how I'm hip hinging? And I'm coming down like I was a little frog. And then I come back up. And I come back up. Then I put my hands right back here. I soften my knees and I push my hips forward. My hip bones forward. Big breath into the nose. Come out of that move. We're going to go back down 2 more times. Again, one thing you should notice about what I'm doing to get us through to move better, because I know Chrissy has to leave and I want her to move better. So she may not be able to do the weights, but she's got this. My toes are out just a little. I'm moving through this. I'm not sitting on the move. I'm pushing my butt back. I'm going to turn to the side so you'll see the position of my back. Okay. As you're pushing your butt back, your rib cage is up, your shoulders are down. You're coming down into this little frog move. Okay. And if I did this with you in my gym class, a lot of the kids, they would come down here and then I'd have them jump. I'd have them jump like 10 jumps forward and 10 jumps back. But we can do this move. See how I'm coming down into this little froggy move? By doing a hip hinge, push my butt back, coming back up, coming back up, coming back up. Then I'm going to push. I'm going to soften my knees, drop my shoulders, push my hip bones forward. See that? Keep my chin tucked. Yes. Take a big breath. Last one. Toes are out. Wide. Push the hips back. Say rib cage up. Come down, 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 down. Come down as far as you feel you can go in this move. Yeah, you should be feeling this into the groin. Yes. Adductors, abductors. Yes. Come back up and come back up. Put my hands right back here. Drop my shoulders and push my hips forward. Boom, like that. See that? Yay. Then I do a sit down. I have the pad on my chair. Why? Because it raises me 2 inches. I'm getting warmed up. Put your feet together. This is a really important one for people wanting to keep dancing, wanting to keep walking, wanting to keep gardening. I don't know if it's important if you want to keep sitting on your computer. It's a joke. It'll help you too. Do you see what I'm doing? You see what I'm doing? I'm rolling from my feet to my ankles outside. As I do that, I hip hinge, I come forward, I put a little pressure. Why? Because I want to stretch. I want to get more mobility through my ankles. So bring them back to your feet. See, right here. Okay, say rib cage up. Okay, you're going to open at the knees, open the hip, and you're going to go so far that you're going to roll to the outside of your ankle, the outside of your foot. You're going to come in just a little bit, and then you're going to come back. Oh my goodness, you didn't even know you were that tight, did you? Drop your shoulders, big breath. Okay, your feet are right here. As you're opening your knees, you're rolling to the outsides of your feet. And then you come forward. But how do you come forward? You come forward from a hip hinge. Yes, just like that. Then you lock your hand right back over your chair. You can do this with, if you're ever in a group and you're leading a group and they're falling asleep on you. Number one, you probably should say a few more jokes. But you see what I'm doing? So I'm wrapping those three big moves into a transverse move now. So I have it set on a move and I'm keeping my ankles down. I'm opening and I'm turning and I'm turning and I'm turning and I'm turning. Then I'm going to come back. Then I do my shoulder circle. So I'm going to come up. I'm going to come here. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go down. And then I'm going to come forward. Now I'm doing it with my hand here because a lot of you, when I start doing shoulder circles, you don't really do the complete shoulder girdle move that you need to do. So when I go like this, you see that I have to pull my shoulder way out. Then when I go like this, I have to bring my shoulder to my ear. Then when I go like this, I have to go way back with my shoulder. Then when I go like this, I push down with my shoulder. And some of you, the minute I did this, you know what you did? You didn't push down here, you did this. And that's an okay move, but I want your shoulder to really get prepped for what we're fixing to do. So now I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna bring that shoulder out. I'm gonna come here, bring that shoulder up. I'm gonna go here, pull the shoulder back. This is my one that I get caught at right here because I really need to move that shoulder carefully. Then when I go here, I push this down, okay? I think I'm supposed to say down, but I'll say down. I got Lisa to react. Lisa laughed at that one. I know she did. Okay, hands in here, hands open. Okay, do a little clap. Open. Do you know how I opened? What happened? Some of you did this. You did this and you did this. I want you to keep your palms down when you come back. See, my palms are down. I'm not opening like this. I'm opening like this. That's a big difference. Okay, now we'll do both, but right now I want them down, shoulders down, boom, and then swoop. See that? It's a big swoop. So these are specific moves that get you to engage and in your shoulder, okay? So that it's ready to do a more loaded kind of a motion, okay? And come around. Good. Take a big deep breath. Press back. Step back. Press back. Now, if you were at a wall, sure, put your hands on the wall. But sometimes you don't have a wall. And then come back. Take a big deep breath. Shoulders are down. Press back. So I'm just rolling my foot from a toe into a heel. Okay, if you did just what we did in these few minutes that I came on, you would have done some very important moves to get you to open through your joints and to get that synovial fluid going through the joints. Give your joints, your muscles, your bones a chance to really function the way they're supposed to. Okay, I'm gonna start with our weights, and in between I'm gonna do different kinds of carries. So what does that mean? That means I have my two juggies here. These are my carries, and I do have one really heavy carry. It's over there, but I don't do that. So I have my leg weights. They're right here. I'm getting ready to strap them on. Before I do that, I'm going to start with my arms. Okay? So we're going to start. And I'm going to start with 9. And then I'm going to go up. Okay. So I'm right here. I'm going to step forward. I'm going to step back. So I have a 9-pound and a 9-pound, okay? I'm gonna step forward. I'm gonna step back. So how did you do that? See, if I step forward, typically I'll have people doing this, and that's not what we wanna do, especially when we're starting to load. Because this move, stepping forward, saying rib cage up, is loading not only all of our structure, but our neck as well, okay? So keep your chin tucked in, and we will do some of those moves with going forward, but not right now. See, I'm starting to load, and why is this one such a careful one to do? To get to let your feet feel the load you just picked up. Because some of you struggle with a little thing called plantar fasciitis. Number 1, a supportive shoe will help. But number 2, you do not want to put too much load on your feet all at once. And you want to give them a chance to take on that load and to move through that loaded. So what am I doing? I'm bending my back knee. I'm rolling from my whole foot, lifting my heel into the toe box. Then I'm going to put that heel back, and I'm going to say rib cage up. I've got this load going right here. I'm going to press my knee forward in that loaded kind of a situation, and then come back and step back. Take a big deep breath. Okay, we're gonna do the other leg. Step forward. You have all 4 corners of your feet on the back and on the front. You're gonna bend the back knee until you start to feel that stretch. And right about now, you gotta say rib cage up. Yes, take a breath. Rib cage up, drop that knee. Rib cage up, drop the knee. Don't let your heel come up yet. Yeah, don't let it come up. It's stretching. And then you come back. Okay, once you've done that, now we can start to do our loading. So I'm going to step forward. I'm going to stay in this split stance. If I'm struggling with my balance, I do not turn my toe back here. I open. I widen my base, okay? If you want to make it more challenging, then step in even closer to a split stance. Now, once I'm in the split stance, now I'm going to go and I'm going to start doing the items on that list. I'm just wrapping a lot of other stuff around it. Take a big deep breath, but I will point out what is the move that is counted as one of those, you know, not that the other ones aren't. I'm trying to show you how to kind of round out a workout, okay, and not overdo and still be effective for your bones, for your muscles. It's about now that I have to make an appeal to people that are working with me. A, This is not a super heavy weight. And whenever that we do repetitive motion with a not a super heavy weight, guess what happens? You start using momentum. So slow it down. Now we're going to turn the hands out. We went from a hammer to now a bicep. I'm still in that stance. I'm still hanging on with that foot in the front. Okay, breath. Keep your shoulders down. See how that little turn is happening? The upper body turn. Yes. Take a big breath. Yes. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, just two more, just two more, just two more. Stay with me, stay with me. Rib cage up, rib cage up. Yeah. Bring that leg in. Okay. Now, instead of waiting until my hands are so tired that, you know, I'm like, oh, my hands are cramping. Put them down in between your sets. Open them up. Go out into that move that we did, that little froggy stand. Open and close. But when you do this, drop your shoulders. Yes, drop your shoulders. Keep your knees soft. Drop your shoulders. Open. Big breath. Drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Yes. Now we're going to pick it up again. So here's my weights. Okay. Now I will tell you that on Friday, I'm going to pick up a little heavier weight on one of the sets. I'm going to finish this one out today on this one because I'm still working on you to get your form correct. So now I'm going to step forward with the other leg. Okay. And I've got my other leg in the back. See that? And if I'm a little shaky, what am I going to do? Am I going to turn this foot back here to get my balance? No. What am I going to do? Number one, rib cage up. Drop your shoulders. Take a big breath. I'm going to go wide. See that? My toe is still forward. All right. And this knee in the front is a little bent. All right. So I'm in a pretty good move to help my feet. Number one, to help my balance situation, training. And now we're going to do our arm stuff again. So what am I going to do? I'm going to turn my hands out this time and continue doing a little turn. Do not throw that weight. So I say that because this is the typical thing. People just start using momentum. So slow it down and really use your whole body. How do you do that? Take a big breath in through your nose. Keep your elbows close to your body. Say rib cage up. You should be feeling this in your stability leg. Usually that's the one in the back because it's in a stretch position. Take a big deep breath. In through the nose. Drop your shoulders. Okay, turn. Now we hammer. Take a big breath. See how I'm doing that little tiny turn with my chest? Yeah, right there. Big breath. Woo! Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. A couple more. Shoulders down, shoulders down. Okay, two more. Take a big breath. Okay, and bring it down. Bring that leg up, and it should feel like, especially if you've had your knee replaced, this is my knee replaced side. So this is the one that's like, whoa, I was holding that a long time. See, it's talking to you a little bit. Okay, I'm going to put my weights down. And I'm going to go up and up. Okay, big breath. So I'm going to step back. Wherever your area is, step to the back of it. Okay, this is a little inner set. I'm going to cross over. That's number one. Number two, when you cross over, really pull that rib cage up, okay? The leg that's behind is straight. This one has a little bend in it. Then I'm gonna act like I'm pushing you back. So put your hands right here and act like they're pushing you back. Your rib cage is really opening and you're really pushing, you're opening right here. That's the point, okay? So any of you who've had hips replaced, you go through a period of time that you're like, what is going on? Your hips are tightening because of a response of pain, because of bone on bone, because of whatever it is that's going on with your hip. So this is why this move is a classic one to try to open right here to help alleviate that kind of tightness that tightens in on our hips. So a lot of times you'll think something's going on with your back, but it's your hips. Okay, so that was our little interset. So I stepped open. Now I am picking up, for me, a 12 and a 12. Okay, so now I'm going to be my own bench. So I'm systematically going through the moves of the Strong Women, Strong Men Stay Young program. Instead of sitting, which you could sit if you want to, that's perfectly fine. I'm going to be my chair. See that? So when I go down here, my feet are only shoulder width apart. Number one. Number two, I have heavier weights. Okay. So whatever it is, and let's say that you, whatever's going on with you, you're like, I just don't feel I can do any of those things. Just don't do weight. Do the whole moves, just don't do weights, or do very light weights. That's perfectly fine. But if you're trying to progress, I'm the chair. I'm bending over, I'm hanging out here, my elbows are in, and I'm pushing. And I'm pushing. And the minute I push back, right there, I roll my shoulders into the middle. Breath. Breath. You take a breath, exhale, right there. Breath, exhale. Yeah? Yeah. Take a breath. Do not round your back. If you're having a hard time doing the move, then maybe you should do it sitting. Push. Big breath. Push. Big breath. Push. Just two more. Big breath. And put your weights down. Woo. Okay. Big breath. Yes. Here's your little pad. Put it right there. Okay, this is a little intercept. Step up, just like that. And now, what you must do, you have to promise me, I should make everybody hold their hand up that you're complying with the promise. What's my promise? That you'll put your hand on a chair, or that you'll put your hand on a wall, or a counter, something that ain't not gonna move. Now we're gonna do a step down, okay? So I got my foot right here on my little 2-inch platform. See that? Rib cage is up. Yes, take a breath. Shoulders down, hand is here. Don't grab it. Press down, okay? Now, see this? I'm going down with my heel. So what does it mean that I have to do with this leg over here? Okay, means I'm bending through the knee, very little hip hinging, a little. See, I'm pretty much staying in this stance because I'm going heel down. See that? And then I'm going to come back. So it's a very small movement. Stay with me. It's a very powerful movement, especially for people that's had knee replacements and hip replacements. Let's say you have a delicate back. Let's say that. Let's say knee pain for whatever reason, and or a knee replaced. So this is my replaced knee. This is my replaced hip, okay? I'm dropping 2 inches. But what am I doing with my toe here? See that? What am I doing? Toe is up. I'm tapping my heel right there. 1, 2, 3. Take a big breath right now. See that little tiny bend from the knee? Say rib cage up. It should be, you should be feeling it. Make sure you're not gripping with your toes. Okay, stay with me, don't quit, take a breath. Take a breath, just one more, here we go, bend, right here. Tap with the heel and come up. Okay, if you're doing that with me the whole time, you should have been feeling it there at the end. Right through this leg. Yes, right through here, Woo, all right. Now go like this, little interset, okay? Get ready because we're fixing to put our little leg weights on. And oh my goodness, that will be so fun. Okay, are you ready? Yeah? See? Bring your foot right here. Just kind of get yourself set up. So you're on all 4 corners of your foot. Number 1. This is my hip replaced side. This is my knee replaced side. And I'm doing what's referred to as an eccentric contractions in my legs, okay? I'm coming down, so an elongation, all right? So see how I'm going tap, see that? So when you dip, it is a dip, it is a down, but you stay rib cage up, and you're just going tap, keep your shoulders down. See, it's a tap. Open your toes. Yeah, this is the down part of stair climbing. Yes, you can achieve this very thing by putting your hands on either side of your stairwell. And every time you go down, just take a few extra seconds and get your right positioning and then elongate. See this? Yeah. So this right here is super strengthening in order to get that elongation. And I only have 2 inches that I'm dropping. I'm coming back. Then I'm dropping 2 inches. I try to stay in symmetry, okay? Don't dip on one side. Keep your toes open. Take a breath. Here we go. Woo! Bring it down. I know. It's surprising, isn't it? Okay, keep that leg in front straight. You are dipping. That means you have to bend a little at the hip and at the knee, but you're upright. Big breath, just two more. Stay with me. Okay, one more. Right there, yeah? And then come back, okay? And then do your little roll, your little hip, knee, foot. Yeah, just like that. Big breath. Yes. Okay. Now I'm going to put this back. And I hope when I'm bending that you're noticing. Number 1, you're noticing on yourself that when you go down to pick something up like you would do all day, picking things off the floor, whatever, that you are hip hinging. So you got to hip hinge when you get down and pick up things and do things with them, okay? You got to hip hinge. You got to keep your back extended. Okay, leg weights, yes. Right here. Now, that fact that I just talked about is going to happen right now. I'm 2 inches higher. I can either bend all the way down to my ankle or I can bring it up. But you still have to be mindful not to down your back. Exactly. See that? So whether I do it with a my leg, bring my ankle up, whether I put my ankle on a stool, or whether I go down, I have to keep my back from, oh dear, Ruby's howling today. Okay, now we're gonna pick these up here in just a second, but not right now. All right. So I'm gonna do just the first set, and then I am gonna pick up these weights because I'm squeezing as much as I can out of this workout. So here's one of the basic moves. Get situated so that you can just open. Now this particular way to sit is going to be very important for the next set. It's important for this one to get it right. Open, and you feel your abdominals kick in. See? See, if I just do this and I bend my back and I just go kick this out here, I'm not using my postural muscles at all. In fact, I can get into trouble by doing it that way. So, adjust whatever you need to adjust. Open your hips back, drop your shoulders, take a breath, and exhale. And what you need to notice is that I'm not lifting from the hip. I am lifting my leg out by doing a knee extension. See that? I'm extending at my knee. All right. So see my my hip is in a flexion, but I want to extend using my leg muscles. You got that? Take a big breath. So it's going to be press. We're going to stay on one side, and then for the other leg, we're going to do something with our hand weights. So stay with me, you guys. See, you're open here. Your shoulders are dropping. Your chin is dropped in. This is just coming to the heel and then up. See that? So that way you get a good burn right here. You get a contraction right here. That's where I want it, right there. Then I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring it in and bring this in, okay? And I'll turn. Then I go straight on, I drop my shoulders and I turn. And when I turn, I bring my chin fully over to one of my shoulders as best as I can. And then I come back, okay? Now I'm gonna go to the other leg. This finishes our first set. So adjust whatever you need to here. So if you're fun-sized, if you're short, you might not need this because your legs are always dangling everywhere you sit anyway. I feel your pain. I do. I understand. That's why I'm giving you the instructions that I'm giving you. But I want you to engage. See how I open back? See how this is tight? So here's my leg that's going to release. I'm going to pull my toes up. And then I'm going to go up. And then bring it back. I'm going to go up. And bring it back. Yeah. Watch the position of your toe. Take a big breath. Drop your shoulders. Take a breath. See, my back is extended. I am not lifting from the hip. I am extending from the knee. Boom, right there. Right there. Go to the heel and up. So your toe is always in dorsiflexion on this one. Because we want to get a big contraction right there at the top, right here. Right there. Okay, so I think we're past 10 now. I can see, I don't know if Kathy's on this morning, I'm not sure, but she's rolling her eyes if she is. Okay, take a big deep breath. Okay, you ready now? If you don't feel like you've got your back and everything in the situation, in the position that it needs to be in to do this move, then don't do this next part. If, however, you want to put a little more load on your frame. Get your little weights that we used before and just put them right here. See that? Then you open, then you say rib cage up, and then you just go from your heel up, from your heel up. Take a breath. Take a breath. So you're going to exhale and take a little inhale. You don't have to do it every one. I don't want you to get hyperventilated, but I do want you to keep on exertion is when you exhale. Okay, dokie, take rib cage up, breath, rib cage up, breath. Okay, 3 more. Get ready. 2 more. Okay, that's it. Oh, 1 more. Woo! Take a big deep breath. Bring the other leg up. Get ready. Drop your shoulders, rib cage up, open back. Toe is up. Big breath and exhale. Breath. Here we go. Here we go. Big breath. That's about 4. Keep your chin tucked. Rib cage up, especially if you have weights. Big, big breath. Tight tummy, tight tummy. Stay with me, stay with me. Don't lift at your hip. Don't lift at your hip. Lift it through the knee. Bend, bend. Bend, bring it under. It's an extension of the knee. Take a breath. Rib cage up. Okay, 2 more, 2 more. 1 more, 1 more. All right. Now bring those down. Okay, this is for shoulder people. We're gonna lean in. We have pretty heavy weights. I say heavy, they should be medium. These are 12. I have 12, if you must know. I'm not gonna lift. I'm gonna do a weighted shoulder circle, but I'm gonna do it in a pendulum type position. See here? So I'm right here. I'm gonna go up and then down and around. Up to my ears, down and around. See how I'm leaned out? Keep my chin tucked. Bring the shoulders up. Squeeze your shoulders together. Bring them down. Then bring them forward. Yeah, bring them way up. Now bring them up. Bring them back. Down. Bring them all the way to your ears. Bring them up. Bring them back. Down and around. Now go just up and back down. Take a breath. Come up, squeeze to the shoulder blades. Bring them back down. Boom. And back down. This is just shoulder blades, okay? Pulling that shoulder blade in, bringing it back. And I've got a weight on the end of my hand. Now, if you don't have a weight, that's fine. Just do this move. Shoulder blades are going in while you're keeping them, your shoulders down, okay? Now come to the ears with your shoulders. Now come up. Now come down. Okay, now 3 more. Pulls through the shoulder blades. Keep your chin tucked. Keep your back extended. Big breath. Exhale. 1 more. Here we go. Pull, 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 pull. Keep your chin tucked. Pull, breathe. And come back down. Yay. Turn. See? Turn. Just like that. Put one hand against the outside knee. I mean, you're on the inside of your knee, but it's this knee is what I'm meaning. Then you turn and you just really pull yourself around. Grab that chair. Just push and pull. So I'm pushing and I'm pulling. See that? Take a big deep breath. Come back gently, gently, gently. Then you put this hand inside the knee. Turn, turn, turn. Grab the chair. Keep your chin turning over to your shoulder. Take big deep breaths. Through the nose, through the nose, through the push and pull, push and pull. Then gently come back to center. Yeah, okay. One last move before we stand up and finish our leg challenges. Okay, I'm gonna go wide. I'm on a little sitting pad. I'm gonna turn. I'm going to really push my tail lights back because I want to put my elbow in the inside of my knee and I'm going to come way down here. I want to feel that groin stretch. Yes, right there. Take a big deep breath, big deep breath, big deep breath, and come to center. See? Once you're in center, now you put the elbow on the inside of the knee and you're pushing on the other one. You're coming down deep as you can go as you push on that knee. Come down, come down, come down, come down, push, 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 push. Now come to center. Notice I did not come up from that position, that turned position. You come to center and then you roll into it from the hip. Okay? Okay, big deep breath. I'm going to put my toes out just a little. Okay, I'm not gonna fully stand yet, but my toes are wider than my chair. Number one, my chair legs. That's number one. Number two, as I come into this tiny little turn out, it's just a little bit of a turn, like 35, 40 degrees out, not much. I'm gonna shine my tail lights and I'm gonna reach and I'm gonna just hang out here for just a little bit. I'm gonna go one, like a little frog, see? Like a little tiny frog, into the heels. Take a breath, heels, 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 heels. Come back down, put my toes forward as best as I can. Take a big breath. Now you're gonna lead the quad right there. And you're coming up, okay? And you're coming down. Yeah, I know, you thought I was that you're home free. No, sit your little butt back down. Come back up. You need to get used to doing this move. Doing it with control, doing it smoothly, and at least hitting 30 of these a day. Thereabouts. Doesn't have to be fast. Doesn't have to be loaded. I want you to get used to knowing, what am I doing with my shoulders? What am I doing with my feet? Am I pushing my butt back? Am I hip hinging? Is my rib cage up? Am I using my quads? Yeah. So I want you to get used to doing this kind of moving. Down in a sit down surface, up in a stand up. So it's just sit to stance. And what better way to do that than when you have leg weights? Best thing, because then you can't move your feet very fast. Oh, yeah, I thought you'd enjoy that. Okay, we did our leg or knee extensions. Now we're gonna do our hip extension. Okay, and I'm gonna stand right here. I'm gonna put one leg back. I have my leg weights on. And so if I were in class, I would say, if I were in live class, in-person class. we're all live. But I would say, what's the first thing you do before you let your toe leave the floor? What's the first thing you do? And I should hear a bunch of you say, contract your gluteal. Yes. Too many times I see people just doing this kind of a thing and pulling that up. You can't do that, especially with a leg weight. You have to really engage this muscle and these muscles, okay? And these have to be stable. So drop the shoulders, rib cage up, leg is back here. Squeeze this, just like somebody's gonna come at you with a shot. And then do a lift. Don't throw it. It's a lift. See that? And you just hang out there for 1,000, 1,002. Take a breath. Push down, ribcage up, right here, squeeze, duh. Tap right there. Tap right there. Take a breath. Exhale. Exhale. Right there. Your supporting leg is, the knee is bent, or soft, I should say soft. Soft knees. That just means you're not locking, okay? This should be squeezing. Keep it going, keep it going. We got about 3 more. Stay with me. Big breath. Big breath. And bring it back in. You should feel powerful contractions right here. So how do you release that? A couple of ways. A good way would be just put your elbows here, tuck in your chin, and round up into a C position. See, I don't have any pressure on my back. And then I come back down. So it's a cat camel, basically. So you tuck your butt under, tuck your chin, come back. And just hang out here for a second. Then go back to your stance. Okie dokie. Are you ready? So here's my supportive leg. The knee is soft. Here's my lifter leg. And I'm going to contract that gluteal. Okay? Push down. Don't pull. Are you ready? Are you ready? Stay with me. Act like somebody's coming at you with a shot. And then you don't have to lift a lot. See, you don't have to lift a lot. Drop your shoulders. Take a breath. Boom. Right there. Ha. Exhale. Exhale. Right there. Yes. Keep this tight. Keep it going. Say ribcage up. Boom. Right there. Yeah. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Take a breath. Take a breath. Okay, 2 more. Good. All right, we're going to come back to that. So what do? We want to take a break. If you really did that well, you felt a lot of powerful contractions right through here, your gluteals in here. Put your elbows down on the counter, on your chair, whatever. And then you just push your shoulder blades open and you go into a C position. And then you reverse that. Come back down. So it's a cat camel. I just didn't go all the way down. But it relieves tension so nicely. Okay. We're gonna jump to the last 2, then we're gonna come back to this to finish the second set. So there is that. So some of you I know are thinking, oh, she's forgetting. No, I'm putting a second set in there. I'm just doing it a little different. So here's what I want you to concentrate on. Level 4, and then if you graduate and and you're good with level 4, you're doing your toe stands, your heel stands without touching anything. That's very difficult. So right now, to steady yourself, just lightly put a finger or 2 on your chair. So right now, your butt should be just a little bit contracted, and you're going all the way into your toe box. And I'm doing this by adding the weight that I have on my ankles. Okay, it doesn't hurt your ankles, doesn't hurt your knee. You just got to push against that with a tippy toe. So it's as you're coming up, as you go down, go fully into your heels so that you actually bring your toes up a bit, okay? Then rotate all the way up into that toe box and then come back down. Anybody with plantar fasciitis, this will not hurt you. This is the beginning parts. So I wouldn't necessarily do this move too much if you're in an acute stage of plantar fasciitis is what I mean, plantar fasciitis. But I roll into that, I bring it up just a little. See if you can go up a little more, that's fine. Keep your knees a little soft, don't lock them. And then just go until, and somebody will say, well, how many do you do? Well, yeah, they have a prescribed 3 sets of, when you get to 3 sets of 10. However, what's always my question? How many can you do? So if your legs are pretty straight and you're contracting and you're going all the way up into your toe box and you're hesitating and then coming down, okay, you're starting to feel it in that calf. That would be my answer. So I would say, go until you really feel that your calf muscles are firing. Okay, I hope this is making sense to you. This has to be a very personal thing because we have all kinds of people with all kinds of challenges with feet, with knees being replaced, hips being replaced. You've probably turned your ankles multiple times. By virtue of that, if you never did any corrective physical therapy, I'm telling you, you are weak in some little muscles around those joints. Okay, stay with me. One more. So I'm starting to feel my calves, especially on my knee replaced side. I feel it a lot more than my hip replaced side. Okay, now we're gonna bring our toes up. So that brings a whole nother thing. Generally, in the way it's shown to do, I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna treat my chair as if it were a wall. Now, if I have a wall, I would use a wall. So what do I want to do? I want to be out just a little bit. I want to lean into the wall. So I don't have that set up here. So I'm going to just hold my chair steady with my hands here. Okay, see that? And I'm going to bring my toes up. Okay, take a big breath. And you're going to be out just a little because you're going to rotate into the heels and bring your toes up. Yeah, just like that. So bring those toes up. And at first, you're going to think, I don't feel anything. And I would say, stay with it. Because if you keep doing appropriate contraction in the front of your legs, all the way down, and you get those toes up, and you're trying to maintain just a pretty good balance by just barely touching the wall, you're going to start feeling it through your feet. You're going to start feeling it in your legs. And this gives you a whole different paradigm for balance training. See this? See, I go ahead and move into the toe box. See, I shift back and forth. Because every time you do that, your head, your sight, your hearing, all of your skin proprioceptors, they have to get that shifting. That's why this is such an important move. But people, a lot of times, don't do it. They just leave it off because they think, I didn't feel it for the first couple times. Okay, last thing. Drop your shoulders. Toe goes back. Bend the knee. Tighten that butt and tighten that butt. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Stay rib cage up. Exhale when you lift. It's possible. Bring it up. Squeeze. Squeeze. Rib cage up. Get my chin tucked. Okay. Switch. Back. Squeeze that butt. Boom. Right there. Ah. Take a breath. Exhale. Yeah, don't get too hung up on, because this is not like a huge, pressure build-up move, but you got to keep breathing. Okay, two more. Keep it squeezing and bring it back in. Yay! We are time flies when you're having fun. So I'm going to release these. And how am I going to do that? I can either sit and release them. Just understand, many injuries happen in exercise classes, getting into the class and leaving, because we forget, we're tired, or we're thinking, let me get on with the next thing. And this move right here that I'm doing is done wrong. And the back is in flexion, and you're trying to release something like tying a shoe, and then you come up and you're not in extension. So take a big deep breath, take a big hug, drop your shoulders, turn. Woo, big breath through the nose. Drop your shoulders and shake out. All right, getting on with it. We're putting some really good moves in there. I hope you're able to follow them. Have a great week. We're going to go play in the snow.